একটি বাড়ি কি নিয়ে থাকে রাজ্যের স্বপ্ন। একটি বাড়ি মানে আপনার প্রতিদিনের জীবন, আপনার ঠিকানা, আপনার ভবিষ্যৎ। হোক সে ভাড়া বাড়ি অথবা নিজের। যত্ন ছাড়া যেমন গাছ বাঁচে না, বাড়ির জন্য চাই তেমন যত্ন। সফল হতে হলে আপনাকে জানতে হবে, নিতে হবে সঠিক সময়ে সঠিক সিদ্ধান্ত।
প্রপার্টি সেলিং, লেটিং এবং বাইং এর খুঁটিনাটি বিষয় নিয়ে এনটিভির বিশেষ আয়োজন প্রপার্টি শো উইথ কাজী আরিফ।
প্রপার্টি শো উইথ কাজী আরিফ দেখবেন সোমবার রাত ৮টায় এবং পুনঃপ্রচার শনিবার সকাল 11টায় শুধুমাত্র এনটিভিতে।
ব্রিক লেনে প্রাইম এস্টেট এজেন্ট, যার সেবার পরিধি লন্ডন M25 জুড়ে। প্রাইম এস্টেট এজেন্টের রয়েছে প্রফেশনাল কোয়ালিফিকেশন এবং ক্লায়েন্ট মানি প্রোটেকশন ইন্স্যুরেন্স। প্রাইম এস্টেট এজেন্ট হচ্ছে আরলা ও NAEA মেম্বার, যা আপনাকে আস্থা আর নিশ্চয়তা দেয়।
Prime Estate, feel safe, quality service.
Peace of mind.
Absolutely.
প্রপার্টির ফ্রি ভ্যালুয়েশনের জন্য ল্যান্ডলর্ডরা কল করুন 0207 375 1188।
Very good evening, viewers. We'd like to welcome all of you to our property show with Kazi Arif. Viewers, you know that we are the heart of London in Canary Wharf, and you know where it is. And we are here with our great guy, that's Mr. Kazi Arif, who is a property specialist. He is always with us for the last 5 years, and he will continue. Dear viewers, we are having a guest today, and that guest is a landlord I'm going to introduce to you very shortly. We told you last week that we'll have a guest who can share his knowledge, his expertise. Yes, viewer, we brought him today to share his expertise. Let's have a look at how is our Kazi Arif bhai. Kazi Arif bhai, assalamu alaikum.
What is the Ashraf bhai? You okay?
Alhamdulillah. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not bad, thank you. Viewers, assalamu alaikum. From part of my part today, I'd like to say today's show is technically different. You can see the first time your guest coming from non-Bengali person in our show. So our show going to be designed partly English and Bengali, partly we're going to try to balance up with this. Please feel free to call us with whenever, whatever the language you want to speak to. So আমার পক্ষ থেকে আপনাদেরকে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি, and I also give great thanks to our guest today to be with us. Ashraf bhai, back to you.
Thank you very much, Arif bhai. Viewers, what I said that I'm gonna introduce to you our one of the landlord who came here. He's a very busy man, and he came here all the way from the other side of London just to share his expertise with you all. Let's see how is he, and his name is Mr. Desmond Phillips. Mr. Desmond Phillips, welcome to our show.
Thank you very much.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
First of all, thank you very much for coming, and floor is yours.
It's with great pleasure to be on the property show with Kazi Arif and Mr. Ashraf here. I'm very much pleased and I'm very much thrilled with the fact that they are able to invite me to share with you my experience, some of my knowledge and things that I've actually experienced within the property industry as a landlord. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Desmond Phillips. দর্শক, আপনারা কিন্তু সব সময় আমাদের সাথে আছেন, থাকবেন, এবং আপনারা যে কোনো সময় আমাদের সাথে ফোনে কথা বলতে পারেন। আপনারা ইংলিশে বলুন, বাংলায় বলুন, যেভাবে চান আপনারা আপনাদের প্রশ্ন কিন্তু ছুড়ে দিতে পারেন আমাদের আরিফ ভাইয়ের কাছে, আমাদের এই গেস্টের কাছে। আজকে আমাদের যে টপিক সেটা ল্যান্ডলর্ডদের রেসপন্সিবিলিটি কি, সেই বিষয় নিয়ে আমরা কথা বলবো। আমি চলে যাচ্ছি আরিফ ভাইয়ের কাছে। আরিফ ভাই, আপনি ল্যান্ডলর্ড রেসপন্সিবিলিটি নিয়ে একজন ল্যান্ডলর্ডকে ধরে নিয়ে এসেছেন। Thank you very much for that. This Mr. Desmond is here, and I will give you the privilege to ask him the first question, and then start from there.
Sure. সুপ্রিয় দর্শক, আপনারা দেখছিলেন যে আমাদের প্রোগ্রামটি বিভিন্নভাবে আজকে বিভিন্ন অ্যাঙ্গেলে কথা বলা হচ্ছে। তো আমরা চলে আসছি, আমরা পাশাপাশি নিউজ বুলেটিন থাকবে যেভাবে থেকে থাকে, পাশাপাশি আপনার কাছে চলে আসছি প্র্যাকটিক্যাল এক্সপিরিয়েন্স শেয়ার করার জন্য। সো প্রথমে আমি চলে আসি মিস্টার দানবনের কাছে। ডেসমন্ড, very glad you are here, although you're busy, I know. So really appreciate in our show. So today we're going to talk about landlord responsibilities. So I'm going to ask some few questions, although you can ask me some questions as well. Although viewers are there as well, maybe they can call you as well to you. So you have to get ready to answer it.
No problem. No
In
problem
case
at all.
if they wanted to speak in the English
problem.
language. Okay, so first of all, I just want to come to you that when you become a landlord first time, did you feel that you have some responsibilities?
Yes, of course. Feel that you've got some responsibilities, and the first responsibility I recognize that I need to have as a landlord is to ensure that the property is safe and to familiarize myself following the guidelines of the agent who intend to represent me in renting the property out to the residents.
So legislation is always changing, although frequently. There is so many terms and conditions in the property when you are landlord wanted to rent out your property. So although in a greater UK there is a different part of England, part of Wales, Scotland, Ireland, there is a law is different as well, although we're going to discuss today technically regarding the England part. So first of all, if I just wanted to, don't think I'm just interviewing you, okay? So take it easy. Just because of for this show we running last 5 years in the Bengali community, we running last 5 years,
Well
and
done,
we're still pioneer,
Well
and
done.
every week we're running. But here today, just want to share from another community's landlord, giving their thought, their experience, obviously to motivate, informative for our Bangladeshi brothers and sisters who are having a landlord or try to be landlords soon. There is a responsibility wise. What do you think about that regarding some sort of law which is enforced, that what do you have to follow, like if I give you example, like a gas safety certificate, EPC certificate, like this type of thing. So at a glance, if you don't mind to give me the point, just this thing to focus. I'm going to add on something. Of course, you can ask me some questions as well, side by side. Please go ahead.
Yes, with regards to the gas certificate and the electrical certificate, it's very important. For example, where the gas is concerned, you need to make sure that the pipes are in date, because sometimes you have properties that might be 100-200 years old. And if in event that these things are not checked, it is your responsibility as a landlord. Also the electrical certificate, make sure that you have a recognized and qualified electrician, just like a recognized and qualified gas engineer. These things needs to be checked. At the end of the inspection by these officials and engineers, you should have in your possession a certificate to confirm that the property is safe.
Okay, regarding that sort of thing you highlighted, especially gas safety certificate and electricity certificate. So it's like, of course, viewers are saying that electricity certificate not all the time, all the places are mandatory, but gas safety certificate is mandatory and you have to renew it every year. In case of anything event coming in, then landlord, you're going to be responsible. Sometimes your property managed by other agent. Sometimes if you don't have an agreement with them tightly, then you're going to be responsible. So obviously you don't want that. So Mr. Desmond, I'm coming back to you regarding that there is a mandatory another certificate, you have to have it for EPC certificate. If you just tell me about that, if you don't mind, just at a glance, please.
Yes, it is mandatory, because where health and safety is concerned, it's a situation whereas all the residents are concerned about is to have a safe place to live, and it is your responsibility as the landlord to make sure that this is in place.
Viewers, is saying the way he's sharing this thing, although you have to remember that the gas safety certificate is a valid every year. I mean, you have to renew every year. EPC certificate by law, you have to have it as well. It's normally is valid for 10 years. So once you're going to do once, so it's going to cover although there is some sort of gradings there, like A, B, C, D, different type of grade. You have to be, law has changed last October, your property have to be that sort of standard. Anyway, coming back to you regarding the deposit, if you don't mind,
No problem.
if you share some deposit issue that obviously viewers wanted to give you more information from part of your experience when you was managing yourself. I know that you told me that your property is managed by agent nowadays. So as a deposit, are you looking after that? What is the deposit going to? There is a law.
Of course, it's something very serious at this point in time, due to the fact that it is to make sure that landlords secure the deposit that is paid via their tenants or customers, as we would say. And it's called the DPS, the Deposit Protection Scheme. And it's something that needs to be paid up front. And it is a responsibility for landlords to ensure that this is registered and that information is relayed, or if not passed back on to their customers or residents.
Yeah, thank you, Desmond. Viewers, you just understand that he's sharing his part of experience regarding the deposit. Obviously, within 30 days, you have to put the deposit when you're having the deposit. In case if you don't, then it's going to be a penalty to you as a landlord. So obviously, we don't want that sort of event come to you. Normally, the penalty is like 3 times whatever the
Yes.
monthly rental
Exactly.
income you having it. So it's a big amount of money for a small sort of negligence. Sometimes the negligence by agent, this then thing can be come to you. So please do look after yourself, that you should know the basic law, and if you give the property to the agent, they have to obey the system, and you have to supervise yourself, other than you're gonna be ended up with some sort of penalty.
Of course.
Okay, Asha bhai, back to you.
থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ। দর্শক দেখছিলেন দুজন, একজন প্রপার্টি স্পেশালিস্ট, আরেকজন হলো ল্যান্ডলর্ড। দুজনকে পেয়ে আমাকে ভুলেই গেল। দর্শক, আমরা কথা বলছিলাম ল্যান্ডলর্ডের সাথে। আরিফ ভাই বিভিন্ন ধরনের প্রশ্ন করছিলেন। ল্যান্ডলর্ড আজকে বিভিন্ন ধরনের টিপস আপনাদেরকে দিবে তাদের রেসপন্সিবিলিটি নিয়ে। আশা করি আপনারা প্রত্যেকটা জিনিসটা নোট করবেন। অ্যাট দ্য সেম টাইম, ইফ ইউ লাইক টু টক টু our landlord, the guest, and the property specialist, you are most welcome to give us a call, and anytime, and you can ask any questions regarding property. And at the same time, so we like to say that we have a social media te amader prottekti onushthan chole geche. You can go and view all the episodes last 5 years in services, and you can see live on YouTube, in Facebook as well. YouTube, you please do subscribe, and Google Plus to royeche. I'll come back to Kazi Arif bhai again. We have at the same time, so we're gonna cross and talk, and we're gonna do some update regarding our news bulletin as well. And I know that you got a lot of news bulletin you have, so if you are kind enough to give some of them, because we're gonna take a lot of questions from him.
Sure. ভিউয়ার্স, আপনারা দেখছেন যে আমরা চেষ্টা করছি বিভিন্ন দিকে বিভিন্নভাবে আপনাদেরকে আপডেট দেওয়ার জন্য। ফার্স্ট নিউজ বুলেটিন আপডেট ফর প্রপার্টি রিলেটেড লাস্ট 7 days. I just wanted to highlight it that recently government having some problem they're facing about the HMO license. They introduced last October. They are struggling to get the so much regarding the property have to do this and that type of job. Obviously, they announce it is some sort of part that they abolish the HMO previous style, making the new legislation. So viewers, আপনারা দেখে নেবেন যে আপনাকে আপনার এলাকায় কি কতটুকু হচ্ছে। একটু রিমেম্বার, আপনাকে খেয়াল রাখতে হবে যে যদি কোনো কারণে আপনাকে HMO আওতায় আপনাকে পাওয়া হয়, তাহলে আপনাকে up to £30,000 penalty dite hobe, which is not really pleasure for yourself, because আপনি প্রপার্টি কিনছেন, বিজনেস করছেন পাশাপাশি, সেই পাশাপাশি যদি আপনার বিজনেসে আপনার লস হয়ে যায়, পেনাল্টি পেতে হয়, সেই সব ইনভেস্টমেন্টের কি কোনো দরকার থাকবে কিনা। যাই হোক, আমরা আবার চলে আসছি আপনাদের কাছে। আমি প্রথম আপডেটটা দিয়ে আমি চলে আসছি আশা ভাই আপনার কাছে, প্লিজ।
থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ আরিফ ভাই। Darshok, if you like to contact with us, you can call us live. You can email us. For email, you can write down pswkarif@europe.ntv.com. আশা করি আপনারা আমাদেরকে ইমেল করবেন এবং ইমেলের উত্তরগুলো আরিফ ভাই অবশ্যই দিয়ে থাকবেন। We have a lot of questions, but we are going for a short break, and after the break we are coming back, and কোথাও যাবেন না, সে আশা করি আপনারা দেখবেন। Before we go to the break, I like to have one more update, please.
Sure.
Because I have 1.5 minutes to go, if you don't mind, please.
Sure. Thank you, Ashraf ভাই। সুপ্রিয় দর্শক, আপনারা কিছুদিন আগে হয়তো দেখেছেন যে লাস্ট বাজেটে অ্যানাউন্সমেন্ট করা হয়েছিল যারা ফার্স্ট টাইম বায়ার আছেন তাদের ফার্স্ট টাইম বায়ারের জন্য অনেক পরিমাণে যে স্ট্যাম্প ডিউটি ট্যাক্স দিতে হতো, এটাকে অনেক লার্জার অ্যামাউন্ট প্রপার্টির ক্ষেত্রে আপনারা যারা বাড়ি করছেন সেই ক্ষেত্রে যে গভর্নমেন্টের যে ট্যাক্স দিতে হতো আপনাকে সেই পরিমাণ দিতে হচ্ছে না, যদি বলা আছে আপ টু মানে 500,000 পর্যন্ত। সো অবভিয়াসলি একটা পরিসংখ্যান দেখা যাচ্ছে যে প্রচুর পরিমাণ ফার্স্ট টাইম বার এই ক্ষেত্রে স্ট্যাম্প ডিউটি ট্যাক্স থেকে বেনিফিটেড হচ্ছেন। তো আমাদের কমিউনিটির ভাই বোনরা যারা পিছিয়ে আছে আমরা দেখে নিব যে আমরা এটা আমাদের জন্য পয়েন্টেবল হয় কিনা, আমরা ভালোভাবে স্টেপ ফরওয়ার্ড করতে পারি কিনা। যদিও দেখা যাচ্ছে যে এখানে মানে অনেক সময় প্রশ্ন চলে আসে ব্রেক্সিটের পাশাপাশি এই ব্রেক্সিটটা কিভাবে হচ্ছে, কেমনে হচ্ছে কিনা আদৌ, এক একজনের এক এক কথা আপনারা দেখতে পাচ্ছেন নিউজে। তো মার্কেটে কিন্তু এখন প্রচুর পরিমাণে বায়ার আছেন যারা ফার্স্ট টাইম এবং যারা বিভিন্নভাবে বাই-টু-লেট প্রপার্টি কিনছেন। এখন কিন্তু বার্গেন করার একটা সুবর্ণ সুযোগ, যদিও অনেকে বলছে যে বাড়ির দাম কতটুকু কমেছে এবং কমবে, সেক্ষেত্রে কি করা যাচ্ছে। ফার্স্ট টাইম বায়ার আপনাদের জন্য মানে সবসময় থাকছে খোলা, যে মার্কেট যেরকমই হোক না কেন আপনাকে ব্যাটে বলে ম্যানেজ করলে আপনার লেগ ওয়ার্ক করে যদি আপনি দেখতে পারেন যেটা আপনার সুইট করছে কিনা, আপনি চলে আসতে পারেন সেখানে। কারণ এখন মানে প্রচুর পরিমাণে আপনার বার্গেন করার একটা ট্রেন্ড চলছে, যেটা আপনি দেখতে পারেন। থ্যাংক ইউ আশা ভাই, আপনার কাছে ব্যাক করছি।
ব্রেক লেনে প্রাইম এস্টেট এজেন্ট, যার সেবার পরিধি লন্ডন M25 জুড়ে। প্রাইম এস্টেট এজেন্টের রয়েছে প্রফেশনাল কোয়ালিফিকেশন এবং ক্লায়েন্ট মানি প্রোটেকশন ইন্স্যুরেন্স। প্রাইম এস্টেট এজেন্ট হচ্ছে আরলা ও NAEA মেম্বার, যা আপনাকে আস্থা আর নিশ্চয়তা দেয়।
Prime Estate, feel safe, quality service.
Peace of mind.
Absolutely.
প্রপার্টির ফ্রি ভ্যালুয়েশনের জন্য ল্যান্ডলর্ডরা কল করুন 0207 375 1188।
জি দর্শক, আমরা কথা বলছিলাম আমাদের দুইজনের সাথে, গেস্ট এবং স্পেশালিস্টের সাথে, কিন্তু এই ফাঁকে আপনাদেরকে বলে দিচ্ছি যে আপনারা কিন্তু যে কোনো সময় আমাদেরকে ফোন করতে পারেন। জাস্ট পিক আপ দ্য ফোন অ্যান্ড গিভ আস এ কল, অ্যান্ড বলার সাথে সাথে সামবডি ইজ অন দ্য লাইন। দেখি কে আছেন দর্শক। দর্শক আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম ওয়া রাহমাতুল্লাহি ওয়া বারাকাতুহু।
জি ভাইয়া, প্রশ্নটি করুন।
জি, প্রশ্নটা হলো যে কাউন্সিলের বাড়িতে যারা থাকেন, এখন কেউ যদি কাউন্সিলের বাড়ি কিনতে চান, মনে করেন তাদের বয়স বেশ হয়ে গেছে, প্রায় কি বলে ওইটা পেনশন এইজের মতো 62-64 ধরনের বয়স, কিন্তু শারীরিক অসুস্থতার জন্য কাজ করতে পারতেছেন না। ওনাদের ছেলেমেয়েরা যদি ওনাদের পক্ষ থেকে এই বাড়িতে যারা থাকে তারা যদি ওটা ক্রয় করতে চায়, সেটা কি তারা করতে পারবে নাকি মা বাবাকে এখানে শরীক হতেই হবে? কারণ মা বাবা তো অনেক মানে শারীরিক বা বয়সের কারণে, অসুস্থতার কারণে বা রিলিজিয়াস কোনো সময় কনোটেশন আছে, ওনারা বলেন যে না আমরা এটাতে পার্টিসিপেট করতে চাই না। তো ছেলেমেয়েরা কি করতে পারে এই ব্যাপারে আপনাদের কি থাকবে উপদেশ? ধন্যবাদ। আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম ওয়া রাহমাতুল্লাহ। আরিফ ভাই, though he's speaking in Bengali, we'll come back to him later on. Is regarding the council property. You can just go ahead in Bengali.
Sure. দর্শক, আপনি যে প্রশ্নটি করেছেন খুব সুন্দর প্রশ্ন। মানে অনেক সময় হচ্ছে যে আমরা অনেক প্যারেন্টসরা আছি যে প্রপার্টি বা কাউন্সিল বাড়িতে থাকছি, তাদের নামে প্রপার্টি আছে, ছেলেমেয়ে বড় হয়েছে, চাকরি করছে, দিস অ্যান্ড দ্যাট হয়ে থাকে। তো এই ক্ষেত্রে দেখা যাচ্ছে যে আপনার যে যখন টেনেন্সি এগ্রিমেন্টটা হয়েছিল, সেই টেনেন্সি এগ্রিমেন্টে আপনাদের মানে নাম আছে, ছেলেমেয়েদের নাম নাই। অনেক সময় আছে যখন আপনি বয়স বেশি হয়ে গেল, মর্গেজ পেতে অনেক সময় কঠিন থাকে, যদিও এর মধ্যে অনেক চেঞ্জ হয়েছে যে বয়স্করাও কিনতে পারে। এখন কথা হচ্ছে আর্নিং বলে একটা কথা থাকে, সেই ক্ষেত্রে আমি আপনাকে টেকনিক্যালি বলবো যে আপনাকে দুটো কাজ করতে হবে। প্রথমে একটা হচ্ছে যে আপনি যে প্রশ্নগুলো করেছেন আমি উত্তর দিচ্ছি পার্টে পার্টে, আপনার কাউন্সিলের সাথে কথা বলতে পারেন, সেম প্রশ্নের ক্ষেত্রে তারা আপনাকে উত্তর দিতে পারে। পাশাপাশি একজন মর্গেজ অ্যাডভাইজারের পরামর্শ নিতে পারেন প্রফেশনাল। যেটা থাকছে যে আপনার ছেলেমেয়েরা যদি সেরকম ইনকাম করে তারা গ্যারান্টর হিসেবে পাশাপাশি আপনার এই প্রপার্টি কেনার ক্ষেত্রে সহযোগিতা করতে পারে। আবার অনেক সময় আছে যে আপনি যে কথা বলছেন যে তাদের নাম ঢুকাতে হবে এমন কোনো কথা আছে কিনা, অনেক সময় যদি আপনি চান এটাকে অনেক সময় কাউন্সিলের এরিয়া ভেদে হয়ে থাকে যে আপনি তাদেরও নাম ইনক্লুড করতে পারেন, বাট অনেক সময় হয়ে যায় কি তারাও ফার্স্ট টাইম বার হয়ে যায়, তারা যদি পরবর্তীতে বাড়ি কিনতে যায় তখন এই ক্ষেত্রে তাদের জন্য সমস্যা হয়ে থাকে যে পরবর্তী বাড়ি কিনতে গেলে তাকে সেকেন্ড টাইম বার হিসেবে কিনতে হবে। তো এটা খেয়াল রাখার বিষয় আছে। এই ছিল আপনাকে বলা যে আপনার ছেলে মেয়েদের ক্ষেত্রে আপনার কোনো কিছু আর বলার আছে কিনা, আপনি যদি তারপরে কোনো কিছু থাকে প্লিজ ইমেল আস, উই উইল ট্রাই টু আনসার ইউ ব্যাক বাই ইমেল। আশা ভাই আপনার কাছে ব্যাক করছি।
Thank you very much. We have another caller is waiting, so let's see who is on the line. Assalamu alaikum দর্শক। আসসালামু আলাইকুম দর্শক, আমরা বোধহয় কলারটাকে হারিয়ে ফেলেছি। কলার আবার পরে ফোন করুন আমাদেরকে, give us a call. And I'd like to go back to Mr. Phillips, yeah? Desmond Phillips. I'd like to know this. Tell me honestly, Mr. Phillips, being a landlord, how do you find that when you manage yourself is better, or if you give it to the agent in your house, give it to the agent, which one you feel comfortable? Is from your own experience, please. It's nothing to make anybody happy.
No. It's a very good question, and it's a situation whereas you look at the cost, because this is a business. Also, you need to look at the service you are providing and if you have the time to provide that service. So in order to find a balance within the service that you are providing, in most cases, I would recommend you get an agent, even if it's to find the right person to live within your property. However, it's a case, for me personally, because of my busy work schedule, it's much more effective to have an agent who I've been with for almost the past 15 years now. And the way in which how I went about that, first, again, I look at the cost in terms of how much he's charging to do his searches and everything, and the way in which how the agent provide detailed information that makes me feel comfortable, provide a platform for me to think that I could always give him a call, send him a text, and within 24 hours I will get back very good answers, very good responses that will reassure my heart that my property and my tenants will be looked after. Also, with the agent that I'm with at present, it keeps me up to date with what is going on the market, in terms of even if I might look to reinvest, or if it's a case whereas it's coming close to the end of my contract with the tenants, what do I intend to do? We could look at things again. And most of all, one of the huge benefits being with the agent is to keep you up to date with the laws, because even though you have an agent, you too have responsibilities as a landlord. So it's working in collaboration.
Excellent. I wanted to find out how you find how you will get that who is a good agent or bad agent.
It's a very good question. Research is one of the things. If we are going to buy a pair of shoes in the store, we try on the shoes. We don't just buy the shoes and walk away with it, because you know it's going to be problems.
Excellent.
So it's a case whereas where the agent is concerned, you do your research. Today, the world has been taken over with internet, so you can just put in your search to get some reviews on the agent, and you will actually hear people giving their remarks. It will be up to you to take or to leave whatever you read, you hear, and you observe. And there's so many agents on the high street. You make a list and then you prioritize that list. And again, because it's a business and you want the best for yourself and your residents or your customers, you would prioritize, and whoever provides the best service for you, whoever shows the best customer care,
Excellent.
I would recommend this is the way you go, and I'm happy today.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I will come back to you. Excellent. Arif bhai, this Mr. Phillips, Desmond Phillips, is giving a great support or the real truth answer from his heart. Will you add something on that?
No, first of all, I again wanted to thank you, Mr. Desmond Phillips. Although, Ashraf, do you know that or not, he got a multiple profession. He's a landlord. Okay. He's an anti-social behavior compliances officer. He is a teacher, and he doing some other charities as well. So his life is very busy, but he's still doing it as a landlord, as an investor as well. So he got so much to do, although he's saying that he was used to balance it, and he balancing nowadays in a different way. But of course, there is so many things to go. Viewers, you understand that he was sharing his personal opinion regarding the choosing a right agent. Of course, you have to see the. I would like to say thank you, Ashraf bhai, to tell me the part of thing to add on over here regarding the references. Sometimes you know, some references it does work, that your relatives, friends, property managed by other agent. That reference does talk. Of course, there is so many times you can research it the way Mr. Desmond Philip said, as well as they have to see that the reputable agency, they maintain that sort of high standard, as well as they have the governing members as well, like a top class member, which is the professionals. They doing the client money protection insurance all the time. To remember, although this law is going to be coming in force sometime next year, every agent have to that sort of thing. So that's the thing, Ashraf bhai. There is a hard work sometime, but sometime there's he point out a very different way as well. There's you can search, you can talk with them, go with them, see their office, how long they're running the business, is it trustworthy, is not every time you can away from there. Of course, there is another business as well. The terms and conditions have to look properly. Sometimes they are very nice, and then but reality they don't highlight the small print. There's so many factors here.
Thank you very much. Thank you both of you. দর্শক, কথা বলছিলাম দুজনের সাথে. So many things is coming out regarding being a landlord. What are the responsibilities, and how they should choose an agent, or how they should behave with their own client. দর্শক, আমরা কিন্তু আপনাদের সাথে সব সময় বলে থাকি যে আপনারা you can give us a call anytime, and if you cannot talk to or live, you can email us. I will go back to Arif bhai. There's some news bulletin. There's a few of them.
Thank you, Ashraf bhai. There is so many news bulletin, but I'm going to be prioritize Mr. Desmond Philip. He is spending so much time for
Give him a break.
No, really, I want to I mean, take out some more info from him.
Sure.
Obviously, our
I'm
community
just kidding,
can understand that more. Viewers, you watching the thing, I just wanted to highlight it. I'm just going back to our guest today. Desmond, just want to say that there's so many mandatory things you have to do regarding when you're going to rent out your property. So this is government, of course, they're putting some council wise, they introducing the property license. Basic license. Some boroughs have that sort of license, have to have it, like a town hamlets, part of town hamlets covered, but other Barking, Dagenham, this and that, Hackney, other boroughs in London especially, they have to put the license. If you don't do the license, then obviously you're going to end it up with a fine.
Of course.
So regarding this, what you wanted to share to our community, your some knowledge, if you just give them that, yes, it's mandatory, you should do something like that. If you just tell them something, it will be really appreciated, if you don't mind.
What I will strongly suggest and advise is make sure and familiarize yourself with the terms and conditions in terms of what the council expect of you. So you can maybe access departments like the planning departments, where in case if you might want to do some work within the property, you might want to do some refurbishing to make sure that you stay along the right guidelines. From the planning department, they could always signpost you to other departments who could give you further guidance in terms of what you should do and what you should not do. In this 21st century, there is no such thing as I don't know anymore. There's enough information out there. The internet is there. We have our phones, mobile computers, I would say, these days. So there are no excuse. If we don't know, we should find a way to to know and have that understanding. The property agents are there. They're also specialized and up to date. But remember, you have that responsibility as a landlord and even as a resident to find out, because one day you too might become a landlord.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr.
That's
Desmond.
a very nice word he's saying. Really appreciate the particular point.
That's the motivational part, I should say. দর্শক, দেখি লাইনে কে আছেন। আসসালামু আলাইকুম দর্শক। কল ড্রপ হয়ে গেল, সরি অ্যাবাউট ইট, টু কিপ ইউ ওয়েটিং দর্শক, উইল কাম ব্যাক টু ইউ এগেন, অ্যান্ড উই লাইক টু সে দ্যাট দিস প্রোগ্রাম ইজ always we repeat on the Saturday 11 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully you will watch again. দেখি কি আছেন লাইনে। আসসালামু আলাইকুম দর্শক।
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Brother, I like to know it's commercial property.
Yep.
And what it is, because I let it out, and because I know there is a flat above the restaurant, and they let it out privately. So how do I have to find out?
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't get the proper point actually, if you don't mind. Sorry, what is the question about flat above the shop?
Above the restaurant.
Okay. Yeah. So what do you wanted to know?
I want to know, how do I find out, because if the tenants let somebody out.
Tenant let somebody else means is like a sublet to other people.
Yes.
Okay. Any questions, Baya?
No. I just want to know, how do I find out this,
Okay. Desmond, you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to say something, or shall I start myself?
Yeah, fine, and I can actually contribute something quickly for that. With regards to that, it's a case of you have your local authority and you have the housing department. Again, they may not always be able to answer all your questions, especially if it's a private residential home or private property. But the council governs what goes on within their borough. So I would suggest get in contact with the housing department, make them aware of what your concerns are, and then they can signpost you. Again, if it is that is something that is affecting you directly, then it's also a civil matter where you could even seek your legal counsel. In terms of, if you cannot afford it, you can maybe check Citizen Advice Bureau. Again, go on Google and find out which one is closest to you.
Thank you, Desmond. I just wanted to add something, callers. I just wanted to say something this way, that if you rent out this flat to somebody which is by yourself or your agent, and he subletted some reason, obviously that's the thing, you in the tenancy or an agreement have to write it down yourself, like you can sublet it, you cannot sublet it as well, like this type of terms have to have there. But sometimes if you own the downstairs flats, actually I'm not really clear about the particular point, the line was not that much clear, but I just want to say this way, that if you own the downstairs and but the upstairs was going on the subletting or some sort of thing, then it's falling into a different part. But anyway, you got our email ID, please email us with the details. We're going to go from there. And just wanted to say that because so many people are emailing me, I'm trying my best level to email answer back. Please, in case of not, please re-forward the email again. I'm coming back to Ashraf Bhai.
ব্রেক লেনে প্রাইম এস্টেট এজেন্ট, যার সেবার পরিধি লন্ডন M25 জুড়ে। প্রাইম এস্টেট এজেন্টের রয়েছে প্রফেশনাল কোয়ালিফিকেশন এবং ক্লায়েন্ট মানি প্রোটেকশন ইন্স্যুরেন্স। প্রাইম এস্টেট এজেন্ট হচ্ছে আরলা ও NAEA মেম্বার, যা আপনাকে আস্থা আর নিশ্চয়তা দেয়।
Prime Estate, feel safe, quality service.
Peace of mind.
Absolutely.
প্রপার্টির ফ্রি ভ্যালুয়েশনের জন্য ল্যান্ডলর্ডরা কল করুন 0207 375 1188।
আমি চলে যাচ্ছি সরাসরি কাজী আরিফ ভাইয়ের কাছে to ask most important some of the questions which he can dig it out from Mr. Desmond. Arif bhai, I'd like to give you the floor, please.
Thank you, Ashraf Bhai. Desmond, I'm back to you regarding some sort of point to ask you about that. Although I know that you landlord, you was managing and your property is managing by the agent, fair enough. But part by part is some sort of thing we have to understand as a landlord responsibility, and have to cross-check with the agent as well, the properly working there or not, although they're managing the property. The point was, just if I come back to you in a sense with that, there is some compliances recently changed after Greenfield Tower issue, although we can highlight it there. But the other way I would like to say that there is a pet test issue, electrical thing. Obviously, I want to answer from you. Side by side, carbon monoxide alarm issue and smoke alarm issue. Particularly these 3 points, if you can just little brief yourself to our community, it will be really great, and you can share something, and I can add on something if you needed to, something like that. Please, if you share your experience or you want to say something to our community as well to make awareness, please.
Thank you for that, Kazi. with regards, and I like the fact that you touched on the Grenfell Tower, and this is something that took place on the 14th of June 2017. It's a situation whereas, and I'm going to come back to the explanation of the PAT testing, because it's very important, and there were rumors around it was a refrigerator, people were doing things, and it's a case where the Grenfell Tower is concerned. I would say it out to landlords out there, let's be careful. And when we think about such dreadful experience, people within the communities and how it affects families and still affecting people today, hopefully that should continue to motivate you to stay on the right path and to follow the health and safety guidelines. In terms of your question, it's a very good question. And within properties, people use multiple appliances. Toasters, kettles, refrigerator, television. Sometimes in every room you have a television. Where the PAT testing is concerned, it's something that should be done annually. We recommend that annually because people, as a landlord, you don't know what is going on within your property on a daily basis. So by having minimum an annual test on your electrical plugs, on the electrical appliances, and make sure again it is a qualified electrician or a qualified electrical engineer who will then put a sticker on each appliance they have tested, and they will put the date. So should in case there is anything happen, I guarantee these are some of the things that your insurance company will be looking at to make sure that you have actually followed the right path. They may not always tell you that this is what we would look for, but as a landlord, it's very important.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You got so much saying to our community. Really appreciate for that. If I go back to you regarding the carbon monoxide
yes.
and smoke alarm, if you just tell us your community, please, something.
It's very important, especially it doesn't matter if you've got one person living in your property or multiple people, 6 and beyond, which goes into the HMO category. One life is too much. Carbon monoxide, smoke alarms, and of late, what it is I've observed and what I even practice within my own property is have up no smoking signs. It is very important to remind people, of course, again, as a landlord, you might not always be there to see what is going on. But by you making that 50% step and ensuring that you have covered the health and safety grounds, at least again, the insurance companies can cover you. And where the smoke alarms and the carbon monoxide alarms is concerned, there are key places in which you will put that. And I would go, if, for example, a carbon monoxide, put it close to your boiler or your heater, or, not the heater, but close to the boiler, especially if you're functioning with gas. Your smoke alarms in your kitchen, the living room, and just outside your bedroom, so that that signal will come to you before it gets inside the bedroom.
Sorry, Mr. Desmond, I'll just come back to you. It's like an interview. I'm going to take you ready for it. It's just courtesy to talk to you regarding that. You know that smoke alarm and carbon monoxide was like not that long ago is introduced to England part as a mandatory.
Yes.
Obviously, carbon monoxide have to be one in a home, which is you describe what's supposed to be. Second part is like a smoke alarm. Every floor have to have minimum one as well. But you know that tragic thing in this country, they introduced recently, very recent. So before that, do you know how many people was dying in the UK because of no smoke alarm in the property? It's again easy.
No, it's good. It's a very good question, and to be honest, I don't have the specific figure. But as mentioned before, one life is too much.
Thank you for this point. I really appreciate for this wording to our community. দর্শক আপনারা দেখছিলেন, আমরা চেষ্টা করতেছি এইভাবে আপনাদেরকে বলে বিভিন্ন ইনফরমেশন দেওয়ার জন্য. I just want to go back to Mr. The point was to specific this way though, like before that law, this country, on average in greater UK was dying approximately 24 people every year. So matter of this type of thing becoming a law, obviously landlord have a normal human responsibility, so much factor here. So there is some sort of thing we want to do. If I go back to you again, because of our program is designed and we are about to finish. দর্শক আপনারা দেখছিলেন, আপনাদের কাছে চেষ্টা করছি, মানে যদিও ইংলিশে কথা বলা হচ্ছে, আশা করি আপনারা অনেকেই বুঝতে পারছেন। পাশাপাশি যদি আর অন্য কেউ থাকে তারাও ট্রান্সলেট করে দিবেন, যদি আমরা যেহেতু কম্পেয়ার করে মিক্স করে কথা বলার চেষ্টা করছি। তারপরে চলে আসছি আরও কিছু আপনাদের কাছে দেওয়ার জন্য, বোঝার জন্য। দেখেন বিদেশিরাও এই জিনিসগুলো খেয়াল করছে, আমরা দেশিরাও খেয়াল করতে হবে, আমাদের কমিউনিটিকে আগে আসতে হবে। কোনো কারণে পিছিয়ে আছে যারা করছি তো ভালো কথা, যারা যদি না করে থাকি তাদের ক্ষেত্রে আমাদেরকে মোর অ্যাওয়ারনেস দেয়। আপনাদের ইনফরমেটিভ অনুষ্ঠান কমিউনিটির একমাত্র প্রপার্টি শো চলছে। যাই হোক, আমি চলে আসছি আবার গেস্টের কাছে। Desmond, if I come back to you regarding some sort of responsibility regarding the repair issue in the property, you can face so many landlords still sometimes. Okay, I'm not meaning to any particular
of course
agent,
not.
but obviously this is a business. Sometimes you have to minimize the cost. Of course, there is responsibility. You're making money over there is some sort of responsibility, some sort of disrepair issue following it. Is it not doing that sort of activities, as well as the landlord not responding in this thing? I mean, how you feel as a landlord wanted to say that the basic repairable thing they should do?
It's very important. As a landlord, you have maximum 30 days from the day in which your tenant or your resident or your customer reports a defect within the property. Again, the responsibility of the landlord, you are definitely expected to respond sooner than 30 days, especially if there's a water leak, a gas leak, or an electrical problem. However, I would recommend, of course, everyone's financial situation is different.
Different, yes.
But as a landlord, it's very important, and some of these property management organizations, they use a jargon called the sinking fund. What landlords can do is put aside maybe 5 or 10% of their income towards repairs for the property. So at least there is something in place and they don't have to be tempted to exceed the 30-day span that is written in law. They are expected to follow in order to repair anything within the properties, and this will actually help them to maintain not just a safety but a very useful relationship with their tenants, so that they can see effectiveness is being applied.
Excellent.
থ্যাংক ইউ মিস্টার ডেসমন্ড। সুপ্রকার, আপনারা দেখছিলেন আমি যেভাবে পার্ট ভাবে আপনাদেরকে প্রোগ্রামটি ডিজাইন করেছি, যে ল্যান্ডলর্ড রেসপন্সিবিলিটি হিসাবে আমাদের যেসব মেন টপিকসগুলো থাকে সেটা কাভার আপ করার জন্য আমি তারপরে চলে আসছি তার কাছে, আবার চলে যাব। অ্যাগেন আপনারা কিছু ইমেল পাঠাচ্ছেন, আমি দেখতে পাচ্ছি, অবশ্যই সেটা আনসার করব। পাশাপাশি আপনাদের অ্যাগেন মতামত অভিমত থাকলেও জানাবেন। সত্য কথা বলতে কি একটা কথা না বলেই পাচ্ছি না। গত সপ্তাহে একজন আমাদেরকে একটা টিপস দিয়েছেন, আমি রিয়েলি অ্যাপ্রিশিয়েট করছি। কিসের জন্য? আমাদেরকে অ্যাডভাইস করেছেন, যদি আপনাদের প্রোগ্রামটা এভাবে করা হয়, আমি 9টা বললাম যেটা যে টপিকসে উনি কথা বলেছে, কিন্তু আমরা সেটাকে সংশোধনী করেছি এই প্রোগ্রাম থেকে, এবং এটা থাকবে আপনাদের কাছে বলার জন্য। মিস্টার ডেসমন্ড, আই এম কামিং ব্যাক টু ইউ রিগার্ডিং সাম শর্ট অফ legal part. Again, landlord responsibility, so many factor here, because you're going to be, this is a one sort of business we people doing, whoever a landlord is, but side by side there is responsibility, there is a as a part of landlord there is a so many part to go. If I come back to regarding that sort of thing, like mortgage issue, like your residential property, maybe you rent it to somebody, did you take any consent to mortgage, or you have a already buy-to-let property, then there is some terms and condition you have to inform them, other than sometimes the problem. So obviously we know everybody this type of thing, but of course they have to follow this type of thing. We can give me a very little bit info, although I'm coming back to other point as well regarding tax return. This country's tax return, which is landlord income, have to declare it. So many people are not doing it sometime, but obviously for particularly this particular 2 point, if you at a glance, if you can say very shortly please, because Ashraf bhai give me a sign that we are about to finish within a few minutes time.
Right, no
so
problem.
very small tips for our Bengali community, from if you came from other community, and you're sharing your experience, so if you just tell to us that we can balance up something, tips for them please.
There are 2 key points that our dear brother just mentioned, Kazi. It's a case of 2 things. One, maintain a decent, a quality relationship with your lender. Inform them, call, ask questions. If I'm about to let out my property, switching it from residential to letting, what do I have to do? What are the things that I need to be aware of? In addition to that, it is a criminal offense not to declare your rental income, and it's something very serious that the tax office take on board. And it's a case of this could even encourage you to walk down the path of maybe facing court and some sort of criminal convictions. And in order to maintain your quality standard within the property market, I would strongly advise that you seek some advice. If you're not sure, if you don't have the confidence, again, talk to your agent.
Thank you, Mr. Desmond. I'm asking so many questions, but you didn't ask me back any questions. What's going on today? It's not having interview, am I? Taking interview from you. Yes?
I'm enjoying it. It's a very good program, and it's a case of, I just hope that we would actually meet again, and we would come back to,
definitely,
touch on other things, because there's so much factors that people need to be aware of. Exactly. And again, people are in the game, the property game, but it's their state of mind is about, yes, I have a property, I rent it out, I make some money, but there's so much implications that could actually put people on the wrong path. And just by raising awareness, I do hope that, as you say, inshallah, we would actually meet again on this useful platform. And I hope that whatever we have contributed as a collective is useful to all you listeners. And thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Desmond, that you mentioned that. And we've been doing for the last 5 years, just Excellent. To let you know. We are very close to the end of the show. I would say that he just finished talking, so I will give 1 minute to you and 1 minute to Mr. Desmond as well, just to sum up and just say something to the community from the today's show. What are the highlights?
So this is the means of 1 minute for him, 1 minute for me, and how many minutes for you?
30 seconds.
30 seconds. I see.
He has prioritized us.
So I'll be appreciated if you can start from Mr. Desmond, please.
Yes, Mr. Desmond.
No problem. Thank you very much. I cannot thank you two decent gentlemen for inviting me here today and to be able to share my personal and professional experience and knowledge with the community. And again, I hope that this will repeat itself again. And I would like to touch on the fact that it's important that landlords familiarize themselves with various documents. In terms of, again, you can just go into Google and type in simply responsibilities of landlords. There is a document there that's called LACROS. It's spelled LACORS. It's something that has actually been introduced by the it has been actually produced by chief fire officials in association with the Institute of Environmental Health. And this has got, even though it's focused a lot on fire safety and all these things, but it's very important to familiarize ourselves with that. And then you've also got the regulatory form of England and Wales, which is also, this has been made on the 7th of June 2005. It's something that, when I revised this document, it is a legal and public document, even though some of it might actually focus towards business, but there's a lot of information that you can shadow and use where your residential properties is concerned. And as a landlord, health and safety, key factor. You tick your health and safety boxes and you're on your way to a good path with your residents.
Thank you very much, Mr. Desmond. We have 45 seconds for you, please.
Ashraf bhai, apni
please, no time, please carry on. No time.
দর্শক আপনারা দেখছিলেন যে আশরাফ ভাই সময় আমাকে আবার কমিয়ে দিয়েছে। সো আমি আপনাদের কাছে চলে আসছি এই কথা বলে আর কি, যে আমার কাছে বিদায়ের পালা, যেতে নাহি চাই তবু যেতে হচ্ছে। আমরা চেষ্টা করেছিলাম আপনাদের কাছে বিভিন্নভাবে মোর ইনফরমেশন দেওয়ার জন্য এবং প্রোগ্রামটিকে বিভিন্ন ডিজাইন আপনাকে সাজানোর জন্য। আপনার কাছে টিপস এবং মতামত সবসময় চাইব, কারণ আপনারাই হচ্ছেন ভিউয়ার্স, আপনারা দিতে পারেন আমাদেরকে অনেক রকমের উৎসাহ, প্রেরণা এবং so many tips. If I go back to Mr. Desmond, thank you very much in coming to our show. Thank you
very much. Welcome.
Really appreciate that you enjoyed our show and you want to come again, you want to share, of course we're going to bring you again.
Of course.
Just to say, Ashraf bhai, আমি আমার পক্ষ থেকে মানে বিদায় নিচ্ছি। দর্শক আপনারা যেখানে থাকবেন, আগামী প্রোগ্রাম দেখা হবে। ভালো থাকবেন। আসসালামু আলাইকুম। Ashraf bhai, back to you.
Thank you very much, both of you. I will thank you after the show even. Darshak, we have to go. And before we go, we always give you property show tips, which is nothing goes with the property, but it is more than a property. It's a do good for others. It will come back to you in unexpected way. And it happens to so many people. Try it. Bhalo thaken, susto thaken. See you next time on NTV. Assalamu alaikum.